Yo guys, what's going on? Today we're talking about how to make the +2 Minion Convoking wand in Path of Exile, and this has been good for 3.21. This is the league I'm making in, but it has been the same way for the past like 5-6 leagues, probably more than that. But we're going to be using Craft of Exile here to just sort of talk about how to use Craft of Exile for crafting and how to figure out what the best craft is for stuff. And I'm going to talk about how I go through crafting this wand pretty much every time I play a Minion. I've never actually bought this wand, I always craft it myself. So I'm not a super crafter by any means, but when I know there's like a more efficient currency-wise way to make something, an item that I want, I always make sure to try to figure it out, and this is one of those that I do. So if you've never used Craft of Exile before, I highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to go over kind of the basics of Craft of Exile as well in this video. So let's jump into it. We're going to go into one-handed weapons. This is a wand. And it's extremely important right here to click on Convoking Wand instead of Wand. Convoking Wand has a different set of bases it can roll. It can roll all the minion implicits, so there. Next thing we'll talk about is we want to look at the two mods that we're looking for are +1 level minion skill gems and +1 all spell skill gems. You'll see these actually have extremely low weightings, 0.049% and 0.396. Okay, both of these is like pretty difficult, or at least it seems like it. And it's also important to note that this number here is the item level required to roll these mods. So it's 55 for spell and 60 for minion. This means that you need at least item level 60 Convoking or Convening Wand if you want to craft this. I would go for Convoking Wand though. The other important item on here is minions deal increased damage. If you ever want to roll tier 1, it's like super rare. I don't know a way to guarantee this to get but you need an item level 84 or higher. So I've set our item level for 84 up here. If you don't care about rolling this, it's like super low odds anyways. Closer you get to 60, the actual odds are better of rolling +1/+1, because the other high tier mods will not be able to roll. So like the other tier 1 stuff can't roll either, which just saves up base, but it's like super negligible. I would just start with an item level 84 and hope to get extremely lucky. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select our mods. So we want Minion Skill Gem and we want Spell Skill Gems. We decide these are the two mods we absolutely need on our weapon to be done with it. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to click on Fossils, and I'm just going to click on Compute Best Selection. It's going to run through this, and I've already pulled up the results. It takes a little bit to run through. It'll end you the sheet like this, and it'll tell you most optimal way and the most cost efficient way. Luckily in this case they're the same. It's 12 tries. Roughly 520 chaos. You click these 4. So when I select this, it'll actually block out everything that's blocked. And you'll notice something really interesting about the prefixes. There's only 4 prefixes can roll with this setup. So these have gone up, these numbers are still low, but they've gone up a lot. And if it rolls a prefix, it has to be one of these 4. It actually has to be one of these 3. The other interesting thing is that the only things it can roll are spell damage and minion damage. And they're both in the tier 1 group, which means that only one of these can appear on only one of these implicits from each group can appear on an item. So it can only roll spell damage or minion damage, cannot roll both. So if you hit it with the fossil, and it has 3 prefixes, it's going to be +1/+1, and minion damage or spell damage. And minion damage is twice as likely as spell damage. Alright. We know what fossils we need to use. We know roughly how many tries it's going to take to get this. So now we're going to go to the Craft of Exile emulator. Emulator tab at top. This is how I emulate crafting, how we can figure out how I'm going to go forward and what I would stop at, and just how I'm going to go over how I'd actually craft this in game. So I'm going to create new item, one-handed weapon, Convoking Wand, and we're going to set it to item level 84, 20% quality. I don't think quality matters. But we get this screen with our scoured wand and our crafting methods. We're going to click on fossils. And I already have been testing this. So we have corroded, jagged, metallic shuttering. All I gotta do is now take my fossil, click on it, boom. We have a simulation of what the possible outcomes could be. Obviously this didn't hit right away, so we're gonna click on it again. And we hit +1 all spell, minion attack cast speed. It's like, okay. I'll also talk about where I would stop if I was doing a cheat version of this craft, where I would stop. So we hit +1 spell damage, I would keep going here. +1 spell damage. Again, I'd keep going. Didn't a +1, no +1, no +1. Okay, so this is an interesting one. I would actually, if I was just starting off a league, I would probably stop right here. +1 level all minion skill gems, increase damage, increase attack speed. We actually do want to free up one of the suffixes though, so we would take this to the beast craft and do a remove a suffix, add a prefix, and we'd hope to keep attack speed. Boom. So we have an open suffix, we can craft our trigger. We keep minion damage, we have +1 minion skill gems. Minion seal increased damage, minion attack cast speed. This is a really good starter wand. This is like where I'd stop. This costs about 300 chaos. This wand would sell for, I think, quite a bit more than that. That's like, what, less than 2 divines? So that is one way. If you're rolling for the absolute like +2 craft, what we do is we just keep hitting this with the fossils until we get +1/+1. So I'm gonna spam through this until we get there. And this is where the craft becomes super annoying. Alright. We finally hit it. We have +1/+1. We actually got a T5 minion damage roll preset. We got T2 attack cast speed. This is like a really, really good roll. Unfortunately, we take an Orb of Annulment to it and try to hit one of the suffixes. So we do want to craft our trigger a socketed spell. So I go Orb of Annulment, and then this is where you like literally just pray. And we hit it. Perfect. So we lost one of the bad suffixes even. And we would go and craft, I don't know where the bench craft is on here, but we would craft the trigger spells. Yeah, we would craft the trigger socketed spells so we can get our offering desecrate constantly going just by casting a spell. And that would be our wand. And this wand right here, I can tell you just from experience, would be over 10 divines easily. We had T2 attack cast speed, minion damage, +1/+1. The trigger craft is like insanely good. This entire cost, including like where I screwed up or we stopped, costs like 600 chaos, which is currently 3.5 divines. So that is how to craft the +2 wand. Hopefully this helps somebody out, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.